This episode of The General's Gentleman is sponsored by Ashes of the Singularity. Take control of epic battles in a massive scale RTS where you control thousands of units. With up to 14 players per game, it's the biggest RTS to date.
Welcome to The General's Gentleman.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Company of Heroes 2. By The General's Gentleman, my name is GG the Machine.
My name is GG Archon Hawk, and our players for today are BartonPL as our Soviets.
And Korean Army as the Wehrmacht. Now, last cast we did, Talisman versus Frederick, I got an angry message from AE that we didn't shout out his tournament, the GCS. So, I definitely want to take a moment to do that. So, Stormless and AE have been casting the GCS tournament. Bad, GG Sin. Music off. Sorry. It's fine, we'll roll with it. They've been running the GCS tournament over the past few weeks. It's a massive crowd-funded prize pool. I forget the exact number now, but it's like well over £5,000. And Relic and Sega, Relic/Sega, I don't know who it was exactly, probably Sega because they're the publisher. They actually backed £1,000.
Awesome, very cool.
Yeah, very
Nice.
surprising. I honestly thought they had like buried CoH2. But they financially supported it, and also they're doing some like faceplates and stuff too. So Relic are actually supporting the GCS. So congrats to them. If you want to tune into the live streams every Sunday, I believe this Saturday it's going to be on as well because we're now in the quarterfinals. So go to twitch.tv/Stormless. I'm pretty sure it's Stormless. If not, follow AE's channel as well. So all the info, everything you need. CoH2.org. And now that's out of the way, we can proceed with the game at hand. And thank you to AE for running the tournament. It's really cool to keep the scene alive and give us all these great replays.
Definitely is, and yeah, both AE and Stormless absolutely mad dog casters. So certainly check them out if you're digging some current Company of Heroes 2. And it's a sniper for Barton going into the penal play.
Penal play. Now, as you would expect, the map control isn't good for Barton. Going the sniper at the start definitely limits you, and the tier 1 as well. It definitely limits your mobility, or rather your momentum. But it is a very cost-effective playstyle, because you get the free poke with the sniper.
Just good. Playing it well so far. There's actually really good positioning by the sniper, as we see here. He's got it in position where even if the Grens came from the center of the map, they have to vault a fence, which is essentially a free shot for the sniper to drop a model, at which point it's just not worth charging up with the Grens. So sniper positioning on point thus far by Barton.
Whoa.
Already has several kills.
Man, you don't want to get your sniper caught in a HMG arc. Very good response from Barton, because he actually backed the sniper away before he got suppressed. If he was suppressed, he wouldn't have been able to break the arc in time. He would have had to hard retreat that.
Splashing up on the right-hand side. Barton just looking for fuel and munitions control at this point. So I was actually going to go for the drop here. I thought he might go for hold fire, but is he wanting the penals to win this engagement? Grens might be holding out for the MG to push up, but it would be quite dangerous to do so with the sniper in the area. There we go. The MG is going to be pushing up. Where will the sniper target?
He might be within attack range there. It's often a little bit more than the actual arc suggests.
No, he's actually going for the Grens. First shot against the garrison, of course, 50% chance of dropping a model. Doesn't find one.
I think it was actually his second shot that he's missed in that building. There we go.
There we go. Finally gets a hit. Penal's running up to the MG. We might see the snipers retarget. Penal's currently behind heavy cover. They're not a nice engagement against Grand Pioneer.
So a pro tip, if you put wire down like that, cover down like that, it can be very beneficial to put some barbed wire down on the opposite side. Because if there was wire there, like hopefully he does that now, then that'll prevent the opponent from using it against you. There isn't ever a situation where Korean Army would be defending this from the north.
We're extremely unlikely, we'll say that much.
Yeah. Sometimes it backfires, but I think in that situation, you definitely want to wire that off.
Yeah, for sure. Certainly agree with that. Very common play with those engineer builder squads while you're finishing the cap on points. So just penals here for Barton. Hasn't gone for a second sniper. I certainly agree with that, considering Korean Army's current build order. You know, 3 Grens and the MG.
Ooh, what's
Barton
this?
doesn't want to lose any more map control.
Oh! I think he was going for the Mad Dog rifle nade against the sniper, and he actually tagged him. But he, another one.
Oh!
Wow. I mean, yeah, didn't quite get the mark there, and that's 60 munitions down the drain. That being said, LMGs aren't that good really versus the sniper. So burning through the munitions isn't the worst thing in the world, but we have seen G43s quite successful against the sniper, especially if you combo it with the tactical movement.
Yeah, I would like. I certainly agree with the G43 choice here. It does require the command to lock in, but it's pretty worth. I mean, oh no, I have to go to Lightning War.
Oh no, I have Tigers and Ju-87s.
No, I hate that. It's the worst. Wouldn't be a bad choice against the penals as well. So, you know, better close and medium range, at least for the mid stages of the game. Or when veterancy, it's a really good point to have G43s.
Now, this is admitting defeat, going for the tier 2. This is the I can't get an Su-76. Going for the Zis gun, and he knows it because he's been behind in so much territory, and that's what you would expect, certainly being behind in territory, and that's okay. But what isn't okay is your opponent having double fuel, especially double munis as well here. So I think that's the real... The decider of how successful has this game been for Korean Army is that he's had both of his fuel. Both of the munitions, not the whole game, but he certainly had one munitions the whole game. So he's done well so far. The VP is also slightly ahead for him.
Has had to invest all of the units top, so currently victory point wise, despite how this game's gone, he's not that far ahead. Two of them remain neutral. The one in the south I don't believe has even been capped at this stage. Hasn't even been capped once. So, in terms of VP control, Korean Army's not looking that good, but it's not really going to matter with his resource position. And I was going to say this works in well with his current playstyle, pushing forward, reinforcing against the sniper, or we could just go straight for a flame half-track.
Yeah, that's going to work well, but fortunately, Barton, not being ahead of himself, going for that Zis gun is smart. If you can't get the Su-76 out in time, you definitely want to get the Zis. You have the PTRS penals as an option, but against the flame half-track, it's probably not going to work out too well. And then, of course, you do lose out on the infantry damage there. Oh, man, that was... I think that was a bit of a misplay from Korean Army. He should have gone in deeper with that. I guess if he went in, it would have revealed the flamer half-track, but he could have actually killed the penals there. That being said, yeah, he may still do it.
Yeah, he's going to try and chase them down. Of course, Flamer's not that quite good on chasing on retreat as they used to be, but still fairly effective. So we've got the targeted satchel throwers, the machine is now highlighting.
Yeah, he can't actually go for the base dive. Now, that's really nice there, because the sticky satchel, it's very, very defensive. Because unlike the AT grenades and the Panzerfausts, it needs to stay within range for the entire duration. So it only really works defensively. It certainly doesn't give you the AT that you would get from Conscript, but it's kind of the... Please don't base dive me and kill everything that I have with one vehicle, which is kind of the problem with Tier 1 previously. It was just so flimsy, like a Panzer II in particular. So I do quite like the sticky satchel. Gives you just a little bit of safety, preventing the base dives.
Yeah, you would have been entirely hamstrung. It's just any previous penal play, even before PDRS, it's just you're going to go penals, have to go guards. There's no other option, which has certainly opened up different BOs for Soviets with the current changes with the satchel and PDRS, so which I'm a big fan of.
Or of course the AT partisans, the cheesy alternative to guards. I want to say well played to Barton, because I'm pretty sure he hasn't lost a model on the sniper. I think the Soviet sniper is actually well balanced in the sense that, you know, it's obviously so powerful for the manpower bleed, but if you lose one of the models on the sniper, it's 90 manpower, which is the equivalent of 3 grenadiers. So it's not exactly free manpower bleed if every now and again you drop your own model. Whereas with the other snipers, they're a one-man squad, so if you get away on 2 health, then you heal it up good as new. There's no punishment there, apart from the time it takes to heal.
Yeah, especially when you're on such a tight manpower-based build. On the sniper, obviously going for the sniper, you are trying as hard as you can to get the rest of your squads out, just because you're in a crappy position for an opponent that's going kind of base infantry units like the Grenadiers. You tend to be a squad behind due to the initial cost of the sniper, so it hurts even more in terms of the manpower.
We actually have the PCRS penals. A little bit surprising, because he had the Zis gun out already. But that opens him up to more infantry. For example, if he wanted to go for a second sniper, that's certainly an option now that he has a fair amount of AT support. Whoa, a double?
PTRS penals. Yeah, I was just about to mention it. So yeah, that was weird. I was gonna say nice choice with one kind of makes sense. Two is interesting.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that because it definitely loses out your infantry damage. But I feel so validated seeing people actually use the upgrade because this is all me, PTRS penals. I mean, I've said this before, but Mirage wanted the Flamer penals. Smith didn't want PTRS at all. You know, I was adamant on the PTRS penals, and I didn't quite get what I wanted because I wanted 3 times. But I think it's really nice the utility, the diversity in build orders and flexibility that you now have in Tier 1. Yeah. Not worth.
Not worth. No, thank you. I will not take the engagement. It's kind of opened up Korean Army when it comes to commander choice as well. I mean, previously, kind of looking into G43s. Now we've got the PTRS out. He's kind of just free to go LMGs if he wants to go that. He's going to be taking long-range fights. PTRS are not good at closing in.
But how does he make up for this lost anti-infantry? Is it a Dushka? Shocks are bad. So pass. PTR, AT Partisans, nope, that won't do it. PPSH Cons, too late for that. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Does he just stall for his Shermans? But it's 5 command points, and he's not getting them very quickly.
He has a Maxim. Is that his Maxim? Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, maybe
Ooh.
a second one?
Man,
that's possible.
Notice how it's a support weapon now. Isn't that beautiful? The suppression is not too good, though. Oh, man, that was dreadful. I think the consensus is that perhaps the Maxim was over-nerfed a little. Ooh, whoa.
Is that a dive?
Yeah.
Not sure. I mean, I'm just the guy on Sniper Watch, so the sniper wasn't in trouble. I wasn't looking at the engagement. So.
Well, I mean, that was way too deep.
Yeah.
I didn't expect him to go in that deep, so I wasn't looking out for it. So yeah, that was a bit of a throwaway there, but it was going to happen sooner or later with you know the double PTRS upgrade. But yeah, the Maxim with the wider arc, it's very good defensively. Or, you know, if you have it in a garrison, if you're using it to cover your infantry, you just can't use it so aggressively anymore.
Towards map control here, Barton hasn't even taken a glance the southern side of this map. The EP fuel and munitions in that area, he's throwing his units entirely on the top side. So Korean Army's looking very good in terms of victory points. 3 currently controlled. Barton bled down to 371. Korean Army yet to lose a point.
Yeah, with a double PTRS penal squads and a Zis gun, Barton's actually pretty safe against an Ostwind or a P4. If one of them shows up, it's not going to do anything. Whereas with only one Zis gun, you can just dive that. You can if you catch it out of position, you can just go ham on it. So I think that's what he was worried about. I think perhaps he's got them a little bit too early. Of course, he doesn't know what timing exactly his opponent will have access to his tanks. But I think he was just worried about, my opponent has had double fuel, is going to rush out an Ostwind or a Panzer IV pretty fast. I want to make sure I don't get pushed off. I don't want to lose my sniper. I don't want to lose my Zis gun.
Would you say it's still worth for Korean Army to invest in either of those tanks at this stage in the game when we see Barton has already invested in the counters, or whether he just sticks on this tier 3 as a just in case Barton heads up towards the not Shermans. He heads up towards the KV1 and he just holds on for a Tiger or something of that.
Oh, really,
no.
dude?
No.
Really? And we are back. So the game crashed. It bug splattered. So I don't know if we're resuming in the same spot exactly, maybe a little bit behind or beforehand, but we are resuming from where we are.
Bit of a guesstimate.
Yeah, good enough.
Yeah, good enough. Close enough is good enough in this case.
Nice.
Very good play. Goodbye, Beetle Squad. Please get out of the cover.
Oh, he's still behind the... Yeah, man. That happens a lot. Well, it can happen a lot if you're good. In Kolodny Firma, you know, the southern munitions point?
Yeah.
You have like you build your barbed wire there, and you can flame over the wall. Yeah, very nice play. Let's see how Barton uses this counterattack tactics. I'm guessing it was mainly for the KV1.
Yeah, must be. I mean, doesn't look like he's going shocks with the second Maxim squad already built. Yeah, weird investment. So Yeah, second Maxim squad, you know, thought that was a good idea. It's a nice stall out. And
Oh,
more of those, please. So,
double mortar. I actually love that.
Alright.
Oh, I can't. Oh,
Okay.
well, whatever. It's fine. That's good too. The reason why I was gonna say I love the double mortar is because he has so much AT that it's gonna be very hard for Korean Army to dive after the mortars. But then you have to worry about rifle nades and stuff. But here's the KV-1, so it's gonna have that one to deflect any medium tank that shows up.
yeah. So, Korean Army sees it. You stick with the P4. I think you should stick with the P4. It makes sense. It's a good investment. It's KB1 of the field. Yeah, it's going to be nice.
The problem
does shore up Korean Army's build quite nicely and gives him the opportunity to actually continue to hold on to 2 VPs and keep Barton bleeding.
The problem with the KV-1s is they're not very good. Their main gun, the penetration's pretty low. It's like a T-34. I think it's slightly better, but not by much.
And at the moment, it's very extended. Extremely extended. The rear armor's going to be exposed to this Panzer IV as well as it comes in. Okay, it's turning back away. That's right.
There's no pack on the field, so we may see that one coming out soon. KV-1, have you looked through the notes for the Eastern Front rework?
Eastern Front rework?
Yeah, it's like it's a mod that Smith and Rice
right,
made.
no,
It's not official.
No.
But it's just like, this is what we're hoping to do if Relic lets us.
Right.
There's a KV-1 buff in it, it's quite nice.
You haven't sent it to me. I'll have to have a look.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Yeah.
It's quite nice. I mean, I didn't have much to do with it, or really anything. But I think they did a good job of it for the most part. There's a few things which are like, that's probably not necessary, but it was good.
Cool. I'll have a look.
I played a game with Mirage Flare against it. It was a good replay. Anyway, so...
solo cast it while you're gone. So.
Well, actually, you could.
There you go. I'll do
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I have it
I'm
on
down.
my PC.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah, the con buff that I was talking about like a while ago is there, and the cons are very fun.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
I'm just keeping an eye on this Maxim because I haven't actually seen it really in use. Oh, this is new as well. Look at this.
Oh, the sustained fire.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the water cooling system and stuff. Yeah.
Gives him better suppression
Yep.
temporarily. That's 2 Maxims.
Yeah, no, he's had it for a while. Yeah, you mentioned that. It was a good tactic when it comes to anti-infantry to kind of shore up with those penals, one of which going down in the garrison.
Yeah, that was his only penal squad without the PTRS, which is actually the one that he wanted to keep the most. So that's unfortunate for him.
Sniper's veterancy 3, still alive, total kills, I'd say pretty high. It's been active from Barton. Yeah, 38 kills, wow. Still hasn't dropped a model.
Yeah, he's Vet 3 now, but I mean, the problem with that is if you lose the sniper, then all your squads are behind in veterancy. They're Vet 2 penals, and they have the PTRS. He's going to be definitely far behind in infantry battles, but that's why he has double Maxim, so I like that. He's not relying on his penals. He has plenty of support weapons. He has a lot of munitions, so he can use that Zis barrage. So I think, Barton's in a good spot here, and he always has the option to go for the B4 if he wants to play the RNG game.
Building, I think it kind of shores up your shocks are bad when Barton decides to just build a squad of veteran penals instead, so...
Yeah, the shocks would be a really bad choice right now.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he sends them south and just kind of caps up and leaves them behind a garrison. They have their uses. I'll maintain that they have their uses, but...
Like up here
to the
behind the
death of me, I'll
hedgerow.
maintain that shocks have... One squad of shocks has a use in every game, but
but
that would be a bad choice in this particular
and
time.
even oh man,
Oh no!
Our territory.
Callum, turn the video off. Turn it off.
Why?
That's gross. I need to go throw up.
Oh, okay.
Enemy forces
Man. Goodbye, sniper.
And I'm pretty sure that was an attack ground. It didn't look like he missed the KV-1 there.
Yeah.
He must have seen it and attack grounded it because I think they were cloaked, or maybe they weren't cloaked.
I think you just attack them, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Auto attack. So.
yeah.
Goodbye, Vet 3 sniper, and the situation has happened. Look at the veterancy. Maximum Vet 1, 2 penals with the Vet 2 compared to the approaching Vet 3 of the majority of Korean Army squads.
Yeah, that's really punishing here because what it means is that it's going to be a lot harder to dislodge a pack, whereas if Korean Army goes for a pack, there isn't much Barton can do about it. He's actually rebuilding the sniper.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, at this stage, it might be better off going for a mortar or for a B4. I mean, what command does he have?
How many one clicks are there?
The
There's one
light
click.
arty barrage.
What else? What's on lightning wall? Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh yeah, no.
And the problem with the B4 as well is the B4, unless it was fixed, it has like a ridiculous pop cap, like more than the other howitzers. I can't remember if that's still the case. Can't check.
Supplies for the enemy.
Yeah. You know what we always say, Blake, where it's the later the game draws out, the harder it is to really micro those snipers.
For sure. It becomes very difficult. We see it's a rarity to see even top players maintain the sniper throughout the entirety of the game. So, kind of in the other side of that, the extra side of that is maintaining a Kubel wagon throughout the entire game.
Well,
It's a hard thing to do.
especially with the Soviet sniper, because it can be one shot by AoE, whereas at least with the Brit and the Wehrmacht sniper is you have that 82 health, so if you take a direct mortar shot, you won't get wiped. And of course, there is that Vet 2 mortar, so that's definitely the problem here. That's probably the biggest threat more than the P4.
So, Barton really has no way to go out after it either. He's going to be running into Grens with LMGs to get anywhere near it. And as I say that, he manages to actually get penals on top
Ooh.
of it.
Oh,
Uh-oh! Oops! Whoops, daisies.
I'm actually surprised that killed him, but yeah, that's unfortunate. It would have been okay
Yeah.
if he was able to destroy the mortar, but the mortar is recapped, so...
No!
Whoops.
Alright, oopsie. Oops, daisies.
Man.
Dude, it was the Vet Zero squad again. It was the
Yeah, the
BDRS
new
squad.
one.
Yeah. Rough.
The thing is with the satchels, I'm pretty sure you can shift click where you go like satchel. Oh wow, was that a KP1 shot?
Must have been.
You go like satchel shift click, move away.
And, yeah, that means Korean didn't retreat that mortar after capping it. He actually wanted to keep it on the field. That's a mistake.
And that's
Should've
3
just
models.
taken it back to the base, and yeah, I don't know, man. But I mean, look where the engagement is. The KV1's right there. The Maxim's taking shots. The P4's at half health, repairing back in base,
What's this Gren squad doing, man?
dying.
Yeah.
Probably, so, yeah.
This Maxim, it's going to be pretty important here because Barton is still very behind in
Can't
squads.
cap this. That's rifle grenade range.
Well, he's pretty spread out though.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, wow, look at that spacing.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. Would have been fine, as it turns out, even if a rifle grenade came in there.
KV1 has done some great damage against these Grens, 12 kills so far. And I'm very curious about Barton's next unit. I think he has a lot of options here. I think an SU-85 would be fantastic. No, rather, sorry, yeah, Katusha would be a much better choice than a B4. He has a decent amount of fuel. The caddy is cheaper manpower-wise than the B4. Then it opens him up to an SU-85 if we see a Tiger. I think double KV1 would be a bit clunky. He only has one squad of repairs, so I think caddy is what I would like to see.
Okay. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Sounds like a good build. And the opportunity to knock a few of Korean Army squads on the head. Drop them off, give them a better chance of reclaiming these victory points, which is hard to do when you don't have the advantage in terms of infantry numbers,
Yeah.
cap and to hold.
Especially with the recon, the caddy is going to be really good. I hope we see Barton throw out some Zis barrages just because he has the munitions for it. You can try and get some cheesy wipes with it, especially if you're at medium range. At long range, it's bound to just miss every shot. But if you get up close, the Zis barrage is nasty. Other than that, Mother Russia is also very good, but he doesn't really have a lot of combat squads for it to benefit that much from.
P4 survives this. This is actually in range of taking a attack ground scatter. Doesn't take one though, that's right. But knows that one's getting away. So the P4 is going to be repaired. Side of Korean Army, I mean, maybe another Pioneer squad. He doesn't really need it at this point until he gets another tank on the field, and he has locked in now. Mechanized Assault will have access to the Tiger, and just in case effort if the B4 comes in, the light arty barrage is available as well.
Yeah, I actually was hoping he'd go for a Panzerwerfer himself, because there's a Zis, there's KV1, there's 2 PTRS penals, which have deflection damage. The Tiger I don't see being too effective here, but a Panzerwerfer would definitely be good against. He's got 2 Maxims, he's got a sniper, he's got a Zis gun, which is vetted. He could still go for it.
Yep.
He hasn't spent his fuel yet.
And Barton doesn't even have tier 4 yet as well, you remember, so he's got to spend the fuel on that and
Yeah.
then go for a Katusha, which probably almost bankrupt him in terms of fuel.
Dude, for it though, it's what, 140 I think, maybe even
Yeah.
120 for his tier 4.
Tier 4 and then
Caddy's 85, so Yeah, you can afford it if you wanted to.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it just run him very low. You'd be down to about 20 fuel. And there's currently no counter on the field for the Tiger. Korean Army just has to save up the manpower at this point.
Okay,
And we actually see another KV-1, wow. And it's going to be up against a Tiger.
Yeah.
So if Korean Army sees the second KV-1, he'll just go straight for a Tiger here.
so the Tiger's gonna be very good. Tiger against the KV-1s. That's exactly what Korean Army wants. So that plays into his hands quite well. See, look at this, man. This is obviously
Caddy, please.
the moment a caddy would arrive, he wouldn't be doing that anymore. But
It's really going to enable Barton to go for the flanks. Currently, I mean, Korean Army can do this. This is why indirect fire is effective, because it prevents mass rotations. As we see here from the center, at the moment, Barton's just throwing troops into Korean Army. Goes up the north, Korean Army can just rotate his entire blob. Just attack move through a pass like that, because there's no indirect fire. There's nothing Barton can do to counter it. So,
yeah, that being said, to be my own devil's advocate, look at the VP situation here. 181 VPs for Barton. So you know, perhaps playing for the caddy would be too passive and he would run out of VPs, where going for double KV1, he can play aggressively. He can try and take the map back, try and get control of these VPs. So that could have been altering his decision making in terms of what unit he would go for.
yeah. I mean, it's going to have to be triple KV1 here as well, because once the Tiger comes out, there's no way that Barton is going to be able to stall on the amount of VPs on at the moment for Tier 4 and an Su-85. He needs something else other than the KV1. So unless he goes Zist potentially, tries to get 2 VP control and hold it, and then kind of tech for a caddy or an Su-85 to deal with the Tiger, that could potentially be an option.
That was a good push though. The Panzer IV's back at base. He has a vet almost 2 KV1, so with that he can actually capture the VPs, which is very important at this stage. I hope he goes for that one, because there's actually a bunker at the south here, so sending the KV1 to blow that up. I'll go for the cap there, and I love this bunker actually from Korean Army. It's going to stall the VPs out, but he has to worry about even just a satchel flank.
KV1s are tanky tanks as well, so triple KV1 would actually allow Barton to split his pressure, at least over 2 victory points, and while not, they wouldn't kind of deal with the P4 necessarily, kind of with combined arms, with the other types of his AT, the PDRS penals, and the Zist gun as well. Certainly possible that he holds a couple of victory points, or has keeps a lot of pressure on Korean Army, keeps him moving around.
One of the things that we were saying in between the game when we crashed is that one of the strengths of the PTRS penals is they don't drop the PTRS. Maybe if he dies, but I don't think that they drop at all. Whereas with Shreks and bazookas, and even Piats, of course, you always have that risk. We've seen the penals get low multiple times, and yet he never has to worry about them dropping. Man, look at this munitions.
Good. Wow.
Even if it's just recon to try and work out where to cap. Oh man, that was a nasty clump up. Needs to get the KV1 in closer to use his machine guns. Let him go. Damn, he should have gone in for the chase. Doesn't matter if he gets a couple of pack shots, because the whole MGs would have got him if he was that low. Yeah, that much munitions. You want to throw the recon down just to see where can I flank. Where's his AT gun? Can I, where's his bunker? Can I flank it? Because if he reconned here, he would have seen, I can probably send a KV1 in there. If he reconned here, he would have known that his pack's here, so he can send the KV1 very aggressively in the middle. Recons is just so valuable to have, even if you don't have any indirect fire to combo that with.
Maxim getting dropped. Don't make me a liar! Don't make me a liar, Korean Army. I have no idea how they got out of there. Was the LMG moving or reloading? It must have been reloading.
Yeah, that was a lucky...
Didn't fire the entire time. There's no burst.
Lucky break. But still the VPs are continuing to diminish for Barton, but Barton... loses a squad. The Korean Army loses a squad.
Yeah.
And Barton is the king of comebacks. He's done this historically... okay.
It's PDRS.
Yes, but he lost the squad.
Squad.
So... I stand correct. I stand confident.
Stand in good standing.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, Barton, the king of comebacks. Now... We casted the NA ESL, but I always hear time and time again from AE that in ESL, if you knock Barton down, he always brings it back, or at least most of the time. And I think we've actually cast a game like that ourselves, or a couple of them, where crazy comebacks from Barton. So definitely don't count him out of this game. but he is definitely going to be in an uphill battle.
It's just one of the traits of great players to do a lot with very little. Micro the units you have extremely well against your opponent's massed army. In terms of population cap, Barton's not in a bad spot. 71 pop cap, Korean Army's probably 55 once he gets his reinforcing done, 7.
Yeah, it's a little bit lower because they're reinforcing, but losing that Gren squad was a huge deal because Barton, for really the entire game, has been behind in squad count. But he's able to make it work just because of his Maxim play. His KV-1 has done fantastically, 23 kills. But the Tiger has hit the field, and this is going to be a big problem here for these KV-1s, especially if they're wounded.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to do. Mines are nice from Barton. That's really where the kill pressure on the Tiger is going to come from. Just KV-1s, disc guns. There's nothing they can do, really, against the Tiger. But with mines on the field...
Oh, don't repair in combat.
It's
Oh, man. Could have lost the engineer squad there. And this is actually a demo mine. So that is very, very nasty if that gets tripped.
He's trying to bait. He's trying to bait hard.
That would be so good if he
get
look
it. At him. Oh, I think that juke out's intentional. See, Barker, I bet he's reverse moving into the hedge.
Yeah.
It was too. That's so well played. It's kind of sad that Korean Army didn't go for that. That bait was fantastic by Barton.
Okay, disclaimer. Jones do not recommend that you juke out your KV-1 on the hedge.
Yes.
We cannot be held accountable if your KV-1 gets wiped after pivoting on the spot on a hedge.
I tried that juke kick that like Barton did, but I just exposed my rear armor and I lost my tank. I'd like my money back. No. That's why we have the disclaimers. That's how it works.
Oh, look at this pack. It's very low here. You can't see it. Oh, you can see it on the webcam. Yeah, that's one shot away from being blown up once it gets decrewed. Okay, this isn't intentional.
No.
That one's not.
That's not.
No. Yeah. I'm actually surprised at the penetration though. This Tiger's got chunked down pretty fast, and I don't know the exact number, but I'm pretty sure it'd be like 40% penetration chance, or like 35 or something low.
Tiger also just bounced twice.
Yeah. That thing was blown up there. I don't know if he killed the tank with it. Well, the VPs have been stalled. Oh. Is he going for the kill here? There's another assist shot.
Blitzkrieg.
Okay, he's got a KV-1 here. He's got 2 KV-1s in position. What about some PTRS penals?
Maybe he just wipes the Zis here and gets away. Nah, misses that shot.
Oh, Famana Rush has popped.
Speed and combat effectiveness. Gonna chase this one down.
I think he was looking for a satchel.
Yeah.
Because he sprinted with that ability on, but didn't land it.
Tiger and the people, but chunked fairly low. Korean Army needs a wow, that should be a Pioneer squad from Korean Army. One of the first major mistakes of this game. Not going for another Pioneer squad with these 2 tanks on the field. You know, I said you can get away with it when it's just the Panzer IV, when you have a Tiger as well, and they're trading against KV-1s and Zis guns, and your playstyle relies on them trading in order to maintain VP control. That's, probably a mistake.
I mean, he is Vet 2 for the repair speed, but I definitely got to agree with you there. It's also because he's versing a sniper, so his Grins are bound to get manpower bleed. I still think a Panzerwerfer would be what I'd love to see the most. The mortar actually was...
Yeah, by all means, I mean, save the manpower. Korean Army has banked fuel. There's 200 in the bank here.
Man, was that his mortar? What died here?
I have no idea what it was. I mean, Korean Army squad count looked lower when I looked at it, but I have no idea. I couldn't work out for the life of me what he dropped, so...
Yeah, I lost track of the mortar. That's actually gone down too.
I'm not sure why the mortar would be there.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know. Yeah, that wouldn't be smart, but anyway. Tiger's been repaired now. P4 still chilling at base. Pack's actually doing well for himself. He's almost Vet 3. Definitely needs to repair this.
Yeah. It's about noticing as well. I mean, just as force of habit, I always, if I have engineers in the base and like I have a Zis gun for whatever reason, I've pulled back, I always check the health or just check if I can see if I can repair it. And just have the engineers repairing while they're reinforcing or they're healing. Just to make sure that my support weapons are at full health and I'm just going to lose them to getting destroyed.
Now, Vet 3 Zis guns, they're no joke. They have a very fast rate of fire. They get extra penetration, which is very, very important here against the Tiger. This Vet 3 Zis is going to be very important for Barton because he's got double KV-1s, which are very inconsistent against the Tiger. So this really is going to be the backbone of Barton's AT, and wiping this thing would be the best move for Korean Army if he can. Maybe banking up munitions here for a light arty barrage would be a good way of doing that. But this is going to fire 2 shots here.
Look at Barton, 3 VPs controlled here. He's been bled down to 82, but 420 now for Korean Army. Yeah, Tiger's getting chunked.
Yeah,
I love Vet 3 Zis guns.
he gets rate of fire twice, and it's just so rare to get a Vet 3 Zis, because they just get wiped so easily. When you're versing LMG, Grens, rifle grenades, it's hard to keep them alive. But he has done so.
And the plethora of Axis indirect fire options as well.
Yeah, like infiltration grenades, like OKW have a lot of things too. We see the Mother Russia here. No sniper sprint hasn't been introduced back. Oh man, another shot though from the P4.
It's doing blitzkrieg drive-bys. It's the General Gentleman recommended type of drive-by. Don't do it slow, do it blitzkrieg. Plan on taking shots at snipers.
Yeah, that rate of fire, look at that, 2 shots.
It's getting flashbacks to my T70 getting 2-shot by a pack. Just driving into the arc, bang, bang.
Now, I said this before, but I'll say it again. This gun actually has the best veterancy scaling of all other AT guns. I guess apart from the Raket, because it's Vet 5, but because it doesn't have any other abilities. Like, you don't have AP ammo, you don't have target weak point. So to compensate, it gets a slightly better rate of fire. Another P4. I mean, I don't know about this, because the KV-1s can actually deal those P4s pretty well. They're not OKW P4s. They don't have armored skirts, apart from this one.
Yeah, I'm not sold on it. I'm a big fan of the Panzer Rifle at this point, especially with the amount of fuel that Korean Army has banked up.
Oh, look at this though. KV-1 out of position. Target weak point could come through. Doesn't activate it just yet though, and he's Vet 3 now.
Good play, good play.
Ah, man. If that was a target weak point, that could have gone down.
And I just don't think that Korean Army's in a position where he can go for a bang onto the KV-1s and go in deep when there are so many AT options in terms of the penals with the satchels if you dive in deep, and the Vet 3 Zis gun. I mean, you just have to flank and kill that thing.
I think this actually saved him here. He reset the Zis gun. Could have popped tracking though, just to be sure, but I believe it was a shot blocker there.
0 pioneers for Korean Army.
Okay, it's actually a Zis gun again for Barton, and the problem with relying on the Zis guns is if Korean Army plays it, it's just a matter of time until he gets a Panzerwerfer or a Brummbauer or a mortar. Okay, this is deep.
I disagree with this. This is what I said that Korean Army shouldn't go for it. He's going for it.
He's going to throw the satchel. No, the P4 backs out, but it does get destroyed there by the KV-1s. That KV-1 barely backs out of here, but that was a free Panzer IV for the offering.
Absolute waste of fuel by Korean Army. Is this Tiger going in as well? It's such a common mine place. This is so dangerous.
Yeah, you're right.
The area hasn't been swept. He knows there are mines in the area. Korean Army's been, Barton's been putting them down.
Well, there aren't mines here,
yeah.
But yeah, that's mine bait. Yeah, lucky he didn't tag a mine there. It's actually one thing Barton should be doing more of. He got a new squad of engineers, I think, somewhat recently.
Yeah, probably for the repairs as well as placing more mines. Thankfully, he has been spending the munitions. Was up at about a 550 float. He's down to 290, but more mines are always a good thing. Though it's unlikely that Korean Army goes for another dive like that again.
Yeah, Barton's just blowing this from other rushes, and they're not exactly doing a lot, but they don't need to. He has their munitions. Those abilities are essentially free at this stage, so why not? Good on him for it. Korean Army lost his vetted pioneers, which is a big deal here because there goes his faster repair speed, which for Wehrmacht with the slow repairs is definitely not what you want to lose.
Triple NGs as well here for Barton, so
my man,
hardcore into the repairs, bro.
It's how you earn Jones and fan points. Yeah. Oh no, this could be dead Tiger. He pops the blitzkrieg here. That'll give him a bit of extra received accuracy. No tracking. He I don't know if he has extra sight range or something. Yeah, and he doesn't get sight range there. Tiger survives. That would have been game over if that died. He's actually getting some veterancy though. That's going to help.
Yeah, certainly will. Not a bad investment, I suppose, of population cap for Barton. When you've only got 6 left, it's just what's going to be more valuable to you. It's like, do I get 1 penal squad or to get another combat engineer squad. And honestly, at this point in the game, the combat engineer squad makes a lot more sense. Get your tanks out in the field faster, have more pressure. Maybe, you know, get another sweeper even. Make sure you're covering your paths for your KV-1. Getting more mines out on the field. Lots of reasons to go for more combat engineers.
Yeah, this sniper is so important too, because the sniper has a lot of vision. He can see where the AT guns are. He can try and poke at them and keep them away from the field. Allows his KV-1s to play more aggressively. He has 3 engineers, including a vetted engineer squad here, so his repair speeds are very fast. The veterancy, once it gets a bit higher, is going to give these KV-1s even more anti-infantry. I think this is a really good unit composition for Barton. He has everything that he needs. He still has his recon as an option. He still can throw out these from other rushes willy-nilly.
One thing to kind of bad boy Barton on, I suppose, at this point he should definitely get tier 4. You need those things preemptively. You don't want to have to build the tier 4 when you realize I need an SU-85, I need a Katyusha, so you have to build the tier 4, then build the unit. You want to be able to just build the unit straight away. At this point, Barton is pop-capped. He has reinforced everything. There is no reason for him to be floating up fuel in particular at this stage in the game. So the tier 4 is a complete no-brainer. Definitely go for that, even though he doesn't need any units at this point.
Whoops. Yeah, get out of there. That's just some free manpower bleed. That would have been unintentional. Oh, that's the bunker going down. Yeah. I thought like there was a base dive or something.
I mean, the bunkers have been an okay stalling tactic for Korean Army until he gets to the point where he needs manpower for Pioneer squads, and then it's not so much. And a Panzer Grenadier squad instead of another Pio.
That's just manpower bleed. That's all it is, because there's KV-1s, there's suppression, there's sniper. That's just manpower bleed. Korean Army is a long-time CoH2 pro. He's well known in the community, but I think his... I don't want to say inexperience with CoH2, but he certainly doesn't have as much hours in CoH2 as a player like Barton or some of those other pros. And I think if Korean Army had a bit more game knowledge, then, you know, he'd probably want to go for a Panzerwerfer. I don't want to be that guy that's like, what we're saying is right and the Korean Army sucks, because he's obviously a better player than both of us, but come on, man, look at this composition. Duzis, Maxim... He really needs a Panzerwerfer.
Yeah.
That's what he needs. Or, you know, mortars. But he has the fuel. And it's the manpower bleed, which is the problem. Look at this. This is manpower bleed.
The manpower is the issue. Every Panzer Grenadier model you drop is expensive. The squad is expensive. These bunkers, stalling tactic, but manpower expensive as well.
90 munitions. Well, maybe not 90, but it's like a lot of munitions.
Manpower. What? Munitions?
Yeah, sorry, manpower. Yeah. And this Tiger is just doing so much damage. The penetration, the rate of fire, that's just actual the most successful Zis gun in the history of Zis guns. And I laughed because I started saying that and it has 1 kill. but it's been successful.
Yeah.
It's been successful.
In a League of Legends game, his damage graph would just be huge. The rest of the team's just down here, and he's just up here with the Zis gun damage.
It's actually why I really love the veterancy, at least for support weapons and vehicles in CoH2 compared to in CoH1. Because in CoH1, veterancy was entirely done by kills. So you get infantry veterancy. It was still a bit harder, but it was really rare to get veterancy on your AT guns or your tank destroyers. Because how often do you actually kill vehicles? Not very often. But then if you do kill a vehicle, then you get like Vet 2 like instantly if it's a big tank. That's actually another demo.
Demos are just a cover everything base. It's just at this point, I'm sure Barton would be happy to just wipe an infantry, one of Korean Army's infantry squads, as opposed to getting a tank disabled.
Oh, there's actually a penal squad here cutting off his retreat. He's going to be moving in with his sprint. Can he find the snare?
Down the road.
Yeah, and the Blitzkrieg too. It's a double cap, and it has been for a while, so Korean Army's down to 300.
67 here for Barton. He bled a little bit more as well on stage Korean Army had double VP control. So no longer looking likely.
So the scary thing about Barton is actually now floating up resources on top of his pop cap. So even if Barton takes a bad engagement, he can just instantly replenish his KV-1 with a call-in. Bad house.
One of the strongest parts about the call-ins that we mentioned before is that you get them instantly. So if you lose the pop cap, you instantly get another KV-1. You don't have to build it. could turn engagements, because oftentimes you'll see engagements go for, you know, a minute and a half, which is more than enough time to lose a tank, build another tank, and then have that tank rejoin the fight. Something you don't get when it comes to regularly built tanks.
Yeah, it's a call in, not a call in 30 seconds. Okay, this is a bad engagement here. He's actually going for the kill though. Maybe it'll pay off. As there's grenadiers moving in with their LMG and the rifle grenades, this is in negative cover. If he decruises, this is a big deal. The KV-1's getting pretty low as well here. Damage engine on the road.
This gun's going to be backing away now. Panzer Grenadiers are actually on the chase, but are they focusing the right Zis gun? Doesn't look like they are. They're focusing either the sniper or the other Zis gun. So the Zis gun currently backing away, still on 3 models. It hasn't dropped another one yet. That's probably bad targeting from Korean Army. Going to allow Barton to walk away with that veterancy for free.
Well, Panzer IV's going in too, but both the Zis guns are there, and actually the KV-1 misses. I think I was actually firing at the Grens. Pack guns there too, Penal's going in. It's manpower bleed for Barton, but he doesn't care about manpower bleed. But he definitely needs to repair the Zis gun.
Yes, yeah, plenty of combat engineer squads, so should be active in the repairs. Took a lot of direct hits from the Tiger during that last engagement. Down about half health or so.
Yeah, so what normally happens is when the pack is decrewed, you then have to manually destroy it, but when it has 0 health like that, it gets destroyed as it's decrewed. And finally we see Korean Army building a second squad of the Pioneers, but at this stage I think it's too late. A long-term, drawn-out game isn't going to work unless we see a crazy engagement with Korean Army getting a couple of wipes and getting the KV-1s, but I just don't think it's going to matter, because look at the resource float here for Barton, and that's after him reinforcing his Zis guns. Still has some more squads to reinforce here. He's sitting pretty all he needs, and it might be worth getting a couple of munitions caches just so he has more of those support powers, but apart from that, doesn't need a fuel cache.
Yeah, no, he's looking good. Yeah, if it wasn't for the manpower bleed, Korean Army could be in a good position. If he shores up his composition, there's certainly a chance that he can hold 2 BPs and bleed Barton down and force him into bad engagements, even with his ridiculous float. But at this stage, continually bleeding, continually out of manpower. What are these Panzer Grenadiers doing in this engagement? What can they possibly do other than bleed?
Try and find a Faust, I think, is the intention here, because he actually got some few hits off, but yeah.
If anything, the Panzer Grenadiers should just be running up towards a VP to see if there are any squads there. Korean Army doesn't have recon. Just run the Panzer Grenadiers up there, see if you can find something. The risk of getting demoed or something like that, but at least that's up the manpower bleed.
The problem here as well for Korean Army is he doesn't have enough munitions for the light arty barrage. The light arty barrage is so nasty against AT guns, especially the Zis gun. And so that could have been his ticket back into this game, especially like this. See how they're quite clumped up. If he was to arty that, but doesn't have the munis, he's cut off, he doesn't have access to really much of the map. This is a nice play here.
This is good.
Trying to go for a flank, because the one thing he does have to his name is he has a much better tanking engagement, because he has a lot better penetration. The KV-1s, the pen isn't too good. He's got Veterancy 3 on his P4, Vet 2 Tiger. He can definitely win these tank fights. He just needs to avoid the Zis guns and even the PCRS penals. So if he decides where and how the engagements go, this is a good play here, going up north. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah. Certainly the best one that Korean Army can make. I'm a big fan of this. This is good play. Pack's quite low, getting shot up by these PTRS penals.
This one's actually Vet 2 as well, but he has to be careful about doing this, because eventually there will be that light arty barrage available.
It's also the light arty barrage behind the Zis guns is really dangerous, where they're just within range, and it's going to force them to either move into Tigers and P4 range or retreat through a light arty barrages.
Yeah, especially with like a LMG Grand follow-up. Yeah. Okay, that was a nice shot here. It's a Vet 2 Tiger, so...
Stop the Grens!
Could go down.
Yeah, possibility.
Oh,
there
no!
We go.
And there's the sprint. The, for Mother Russia.
So
oh,
munitions
man.
caches for Barton, also build tier 4, sorry. Where's it at? Where it at, Barton? Well, he's going to go ahead and not build anything near anything from a tier 4 for the rest of this game.
Yeah. So the thing is with the call-ins is they do have a cooldown. I don't know how much it is, but he wouldn't be able to instantly call in 3 KV1s.
No,
whereas if
definitely
he had a
not.
tier 4, then at least he could go a KV1 and then also simultaneously go an SU or a T-34. You know, if he needed to desperately get both of those out. But I don't think it matters at this stage. Korean Army is just so far behind. Oh, there's demo there too. He actually gets through it though.
Lucky, lucky. This is good play by Korean Army. These individual squad caps. You got to be careful. You got to watch them when it comes to sending squads away. Something important to consider is that, sending individual squads out applies much more in team games where you're not just focusing on an area. You send a sniper over or something to help out your ally is trying to keep an eye on those and actually micro them. You micro the rest of your units.
Sniper 1v1ing the P4. Should be on hold fire here. Okay, KV1 moving up for the fight now. Rear arm is very important here for this KV1.
Bit of block. It is a successful block actually. Panzer IV only now going to be completely phasing through the KV1.
He's blitzing out here. He should be okay, especially with the Grand Squad there for a
Got
foul.
destroyed.
Ooh. And there's a pack for the follow-up there, but now we do... Oh no, where did his munis go? Was that a... Oh, we fausted something.
He fausted, yeah, he fausted the KV1 up top. So. 64 VP, 63 now
Wow.
for Barton. Actually, still double VP control by Korean Army. Still double VP control for Korean Army. If he wins this engagement, Barton's in trouble.
Yeah, this is a good fight here. KV1s are backing off. There's another
Another
faust
foul.
too.
It's probably worth it as well. He needs to hold on to these victory points. This might be Korean Army's last-ditch effort, but no, he's getting decapped in the south. He lost the squad. It actually moved. What's it doing? What are those Grens doing?
Well, they can't fight because it's a buffed up squad there with the from Mother Russia.
That's true.
And this Tiger has the extra range at Vet 2, which is so important here. He's found the Zis guns. He can't throw the RD down. It may go down to the Zis.
Bye.
There's actually the house there blocking the shot off.
Oh,
Ooh.
lucky. That was very close to having the second shot come out from the Vet 3 Zis. The Tiger actually survives. Blitzkrieg's out. Needs repairs, though, and one of the Pioneer squads has been dropped. So limited repairs again for Korean Army.
Yeah, he has the Vet 3 finally, extra mobility and rate of fire that's going to really help this Tiger out. But he needs to repair this one. He goes for a Stug.
Whoa!
It's the emergency Stug. Emergency Stug going in, gonna get the VPs back.
Gonna try and store only 58 VPs for Barton left. God.
I think the M10 was better. I think the M10, emergency
yeah, that was the way
M10,
to go.
you know,
Yeah.
emergency Stuggy.
Emergency M10, it flows better, so.
Emergency M10 going in, gonna win when I do a spin, crushing all your infantry up against that garrison. You got a Puma, you're gonna be a loser. You can't duel with me, I'm a bruiser.
Dropping mad bars, machine, dropping mad bars. There we go, top's gonna be capped back in the favor of Korean Army. 100 VPs left. Limited squad count, 81 pop cap, but a very useless 81 pop cap with a Tiger on virtually no health. Okay. Korean Army not going to be head towards Panzerfaust either. That's not going to be an option. No way he banks up that many munitions. Just going to rely purely on Fausts.
Do Pioneers not have personal space?
No.
Oh, well, P4 went down. I mean, that's...
Right.
That was more important.
Machine guns, this guns.
Okay, this is a nice flank here, but it's not gonna matter. KV1s can do good damage. 4 kills on the P1.
4 kills,
Yeah.
they probably dropped 10 models.
Yeah,
or-
yeah. 4 kills of Vet 2, not a good sign.
No.
For a Panzergren squad.
Not good at all.
And he pops the, I don't know why he was moving there, but pops the for Mother Russia. And he probably throws a satchel just to keep the P-Grens on the move. Can't quite win that one though.
P-Gren's going to win. So that's P-Gren's forcing up a lot of squads by themselves. That was a well-played flank by Korean Army, but I don't think it's going to amount to anything. It's coming back the middle. It's all about VPs at this stage in the game, but they're almost even on VPs. 58 for Barton, 73 for Korean Army, and Korean Army's just in such a worse position.
Shocks are also good for VP control because they have the smoke grenade.
Absolutely.
So if there's, say, an MG, you can throw a smoke, you can go for a flank. And Shocks can do well at Vet 0 because if you get a good angle, you can actually beat a Vet 3 squad if it's, say, an LMG Gren squad. So, same with Assault Grens because they have the sprint, they have the grenades. A lot of times you see players throw out those cool infantry squads for VPs, but at this stage, it doesn't matter. Still, 58 VPs, Barton has to be careful he doesn't slip up. But really, with that P4 down and still not having his light arty barrage, doesn't have any hope of getting this game back.
Realistically, I mean, Korean Army has one more engagement left in the tank.
Yeah.
That's going to be it. There's no way he gets another repair off, so the Tiger's at full health, that's going to be it. He has the Stoogie, pack, has no manpower at the stage of the game either.
There's this gun. That one's not quite vet free yet. It's gonna go down if he has vision.
It's dead.
Oh man. Oh jeez.
So not even a Stoogie for the engagement here. 58 VPs for Barton, that's where he's going to remain. There's the pack going down as well. That should be GG. I don't see a way Korean Army comes back into this game. That should be all over Red Rover.
That's sad. Korean Army just didn't know what to do with his lead. He went double P4 against KV1s, and there was 2 Ziska. Well, I think it was 1 Ziska, but it was vet 3 at the time. And yeah.
Excessive manpower bleed. The Pigren squad, that's... Yeah, I mean, by itself, I mean, there's a couple of Pioneer squads. With the manpower bleed, you know, Panzer, not only is it those 2 Pioneer squads, it's also the Panzerwerfer that Korean Army so desperately needed. And he had the fuel to go for the tech.
We've seen that situation before as well, even on other factions. Same, if your opponent has rocket arty, or if they just have a lot of indirect fire, and you keep trying to build Zis guns, you keep trying to build infantry, rather than going for the... Okay, this is going down. Not even close. Not even a chance. And the satchel failed. Yeah, like, you have to spend your fuel, because if you don't spend your fuel, and you try and over-rely on infantry or in support weapons if your opponent has good counters, the manpower bleed adds up. So that's unfortunate. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Korean Army, I think it would have been a very interesting game had he gone for the tier 4. Yeah.
You can cover most of it. Well played by Barton. Nice comeback.
Yeah, he played well. Yeah,
City.
living up to his name, but it wasn't really like impressive comeback. Like he didn't really do much. He was just Korean Army just fell apart.
Yeah.
He just didn't know what to do. Yeah. It happens though. I mean, sometimes you're in a lead and you kind of like
don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been in that position. I know what's going on. So
I've thrown far too many games for my day, and it feels so bad in Co when you throw games. I mean, it wasn't like a throw, because like a throw is where you go to find an engagement and then it fails horribly. Like where you do. Okay, the way I see it is a throw is where you do something that you shouldn't have done. Like if you get greedy or impatient. Whereas this wasn't a throw. This was just a Korean Army not knowing how to transition. That's different to a throw. Like a throw would be if he base dived with KV1s or something, like, you know.
If he actually kept going in with that Tiger, went all the way to the base. Or,
yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. We will see you next time over at General Gentleman Headquarters.